All right, man, peace. So, brothers, we're heading into what may be considered the greatest offseason in the history of the NBA when it comes to prominent free agents. You have Kawhi Leonard, you have Kevin Durant, you have Kyrie Irving, you have Klay Thompson, you have Kemba Walker. You also have lesser-known star players like D'Angelo Russell, who are also going to be on the free agency market. Well, according to Stephen A. Smith, he's heard through the grapevine that there's a greater than 50% chance, allegedly, quote-unquote, according to him, that Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant are going to be signing with the LA Clippers after this season. So, of course, they're going to talk about it, and I'm going to chime in.
I'm starting to believe that the Clippers have a legitimate shot, a better than 50% shot, at both Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant. I'm starting to believe that.
You're starting to believe that based on what, sir? Have you seen contracts that were signed? Or is it just that you're trying to garner attention for your show?
Based on what I'm hearing, I'm starting to believe that.
Did you hear from Jerry West? Did you hear from Steve Ballmer? Did you hear it from Doc Rivers? We know that you have not heard it from Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard, so I'm not even going to ask you about that.
That was yesterday on the show, Stephen A. saying that based on what he's hearing, there's better than a 50% chance the Clippers sign both KD and Kawhi this summer. I'll go back to you on this, Stephen A.
Would that shock me if that actually occurred? No, it would not, because Kevin Durant pretty much already laid out some of the groundwork for a potential union between himself and Kawhi Leonard when he seemed to assess Kawhi's potential with LeBron James as something that would not fit, according to him. Why would he say that unless what he really was saying is that he would fit better with Kawhi Leonard?
If this happens, who would it benefit more, KD or Kawhi, to pair up?
Well, I think it would benefit Kawhi, but let me say this. I will tell you that, listen, again, I haven't spoken to KD about this. I haven't spoken to Kawhi about this. I can tell you that's the scuttlebutt circulating in certain areas, particularly in Los Angeles, where I was just a few days ago.
Let me say this. If the LA Clippers were to be able to sign just Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard and add no one else, I would probably make them the odds-on favorite to win a championship next season.
The Clippers are incredibly optimistic that they're going to get one of them and they're going to have a good shot at both. They like their chances, certainly better than the Lakers, certainly better than both teams in New York.
The Lakers ain't going to sign any damn body.
New York City. And if you imagine that happening, Kawhi Leonard, to me, benefits exponentially. Number one, he wants to be in L.A., even though Serge Ibaka and Danny Green and those boys are trying to convince him to have a country at his disposal in Canada, with what they're doing in Toronto. The bottom line is everything.
I think that it would be better for the NBA if everyone stood pat and stayed where they're at. I really think that it would be better for the league. But if Kawhi and KD were to team up together, it would be the best 1-2 punch of wing players that we've seen, certainly since LeBron and Dwayne Wade, and maybe since Michael and Scottie.
Everything you've been hearing is that he's got one foot out the door. He's looking to go to L.A., but he doesn't want the paparazzi kind of atmosphere, which was a word that was used to me, that evolves around LeBron and the Los Angeles Lakers. So you're talking about him going to a young team like the Los Angeles Clippers with a bunch of serviceable parts that have already proven they're good enough to win 48 games in a season without a star and get to the first round and actually win a game.
Yeah, that team is on the come up. If Kawhi and KD were to both sign with the Clippers, they become a 60-plus win team automatically and a championship favorite.
After coming back from a 31-point deficit against the reigning defending NBA champions. Then you're talking about also hurting the NBA champions, because not only do you get Kawhi, but you have the potential to pair him with Kevin Durant, who has a home in LA, who doesn't mind being in LA at all in the
Right, but who doesn't have a home in LA?
In the Southern California sunshine, not to mention the opportunities that could potentially present itself there, and also competing against LeBron. And so when you look at it from that perspective, I would tell you that being with the Clippers serves Kawhi, because he doesn't like all of that glitz and glamour and spotlight of the purple and gold and Laker Nation.
Right, but Stephen A., get to the point. Who are you hearing these things from that there's a better than 50% chance that the Clippers sign both Kawhi Leonard and KD? Or are you making that shit up yet again?
That's not what he wants. Plus, he'd have Kevin Durant as his teammate. And remember,
Sound like you was about to say sidekick and stop yourself.
Remember, even though Kawhi wants the ball in his hands, Kevin Durant is not somebody that holds the basketball. He plays the game the right way, and he's one of the most efficient scoring machines we have ever seen.
That's why they would fit relatively well together, because Kawhi is very efficient offensively as well.
So it's not like it would be Kawhi with LeBron, with somebody who's ball dominant and calling plays and capitalizing off of mismatches or anything like that. Kevin Durant wouldn't mind leaving it to somebody like a Kawhi Leonard to do that, because
I don't think that Kawhi wants to call plays. I think that Kawhi wants a real coach with a real offense.
Kevin Durant has shown how efficient he can be no matter where he is. That would work well for Kawhi Leonard, and I think that's why Kawhi Leonard would be the primary beneficiary in all of this.
KD would be the beneficiary in a bigger sense, though. First of all, you know what's better than one-way, like than two-way wings, right? I said two-way wings that play on MVP level. That's the easiest way to a championship. Jordan, Pippen, LeBron, and Wade, right? Like,
agreed and agreed.
As soon as you see that, wait, those are two MVP level wings? I mean, two MVP level of any kind, Steph and KD or Shaq and Kobe, I get it. But when you have two-way wings, and this is what that would be, they would have, I believe they'd be favored to win the championship.
I agree with that. I would favor them to win a championship if they were able to get both players.
Next year. If the Clippers got those two guys, I think immediately they're the favorites over everyone, because you're taking KD off of Golden State. Those are two elite, all-time two-way wings in their prime. And the one who benefits more is KD for legacy reasons. KD was very much seen as joining a juggernaut, and that's exactly what he did. So when he won those two MVPs, everyone was like, oh, we're going to discount this when he does it. Apparently, I'm one of the few who actually discounted it when the time came. Much less to do on a team with Steph and Clay shooting the ball. Of course his team is going to win. Of course he's going to score the most, and he's going to be the MVP. So that got discounted. Okay, KD, let's see you go do it on your own. Now, LeBron moved the goalposts already. It's okay if you put the team together yourself. You just can't join the team, right? When LeBron did it, it wasn't even okay to put the team together yourself. Only the GM was allowed to do that. But if KD and Kawhi join forces in a place that is not a championship contender at the moment, and then win championships, the fact that, one, the perception of KD is he's better than Kawhi right now, and two, I believe the reality actually matches the perception after the year that they both had.
It's close, though. The comparison between Kawhi and KD is very close. The impact between the two players is also very close. That's why if you combine the two, it pretty much makes the perfect match, because neither player, once again, is ball dominant. Both players are excellent on both ends of the floor.
Then KD's finally going to get credit for being the best player on a championship team.
Well, wait a minute, Max Kellerman. KD's going to get credit from who? Because you're the person who says that KD is barely top 10 in the NBA. That's what you said.
That he didn't simply just join. And that will help his legacy more than Kawhi's, who's already been the best player on a championship team, already won a finals MVP, and the way it came together, he's not seen as carpetbagging the way KD was. This helped.
Well, that's because Kawhi Leonard always controls the narrative, because he does not allow the media to dictate to him what his mental mind state is. He does not care. He does not care what the media thinks. He doesn't care what the fans think. He does not try to appease the media or the fans with any types of blurbs or empty rhetoric. With Kawhi, it's just going to be what it's going to be. You could like him, you could dislike him. At the end of the day, he's not trying to be plugged in. So therefore, it's very difficult for the media and the people to read Kawhi. Everyone wants to be able to provoke someone else. They cannot provoke him. And that's why the media tries to shy away from promoting Kawhi as much as they really should.
Helps KD more than Kawhi.
But I think the difference between your opinion and mine, Max, is that Kevin Durant, based on what you just described, equates to, exhaling as a sign of relief. Kawhi Leonard captures true happiness. Being in LA, being on a championship contender, devoid of the noise. The combination of all three of those things, I think, works as exponentially more.